Let's get back into it then. Okay. No, that's about... I actually did not have lunch, no. That's about what I was asking. Thank you for the estimate. Let's go. Yeah, the third... I actually saw the third item's bind... BOP. Yeah, the Nation Quest thing is... I'm telling you, they wanted to do vanilla again. I was actually thinking about that. I understand that desire so much. Hell, I have already want to redo the FF1 rewrite, to put that into perspective. But I was thinking about something else you said, Blade Default, which I'll talk about in mere moments. Building up the hype here. Yeah, no, like if you could start with wings instead of vanilla, I think that would actually be an overall better experience, at least as an option, right? Like, let this be your leveling experience into Zilart Promathia. Yes, it's gorgeous to see you again. Lilithette isn't here. Sorry, Lilithette. Jeez. But she and Porthia have made it a habit to visit the Regents, Ragilis, ever on the regular. Oh my god, this is actually really hard to read. They've been visiting Regulus ever since he had a wound. They've been spending a lot of time by his side. Too much. Well, I honestly cannot recall when I last saw them rehearsing. I do sympathize with them during this trying time, but a dance troupe has to run. Ankles may sprain. Pus may ooze from bliss. Jesus Christ! And loved ones may be struck by unholy magic, but the show must go on. I've tolerated their unprofessionalism for long enough. I must remind myself to mete out fitting punishment for them. Even to find them, be sure to share the details of our conversation. The punishment part especially. Sure. Oh, just a moment. Thank you for the other day. The girls owe you their lives. It seems I was mistaken about you. Who would have guessed you packed such a punch just by looking at you? I feel attacked. My heart skipped one whole beat witnessing you in action back in Laval. What would you say if I were to join my troop? This is funny because my second class is actually Dancer. I am a level 49 Dancer. That's true. Most people with sunglasses are posers, right? Especially in fiction. Okay. Okay, so we've done that. Now we scooch forward to Dancer in Distress. Yes, here we go. Okay. This is Long March North. Okay, so now, I-7? What was I-7? Oh, it's like in Victory Square. Can anyone in chat, real quick, tell me Batman's origins? Yeah, we're skipping the treasures problem. Again, I'm telling you, the problem with treasures was the pacing. That's really what it was down to. No, parents. Da-na-na-na-na. I'm going somewhere rather specifically with this. In universe, in lore. Inside me. To be continued, because now I found the NPC. Commoners do not have access to this. You're an acquaintance of Sir Raglis. Even if you speak the truth, I cannot provide entry to those not in possession of pertinent documentation. What's the matter? I was just about to send this loiterer on his way. Ah, you're the one from Laval. This person is known to you, sir? My acquaintance, to be sure, but moreover a close friend of Sir Ragilis himself. You do well to treat him with all courtesy. Making the point again here, Blade Duvall. A knight just walked up and told the dude to stop disrespecting us. An elven knight, even. The asshole kings themselves. Wow. Oh, it's you, milady. My lords. Well met, Lorona of the Cobras. I'm glad am I to see you again. What brings you to this ramshackle part of town, if I may ask? Honestly, you. Surely you've come not because this sad excuse for wound has been keeping you tossing and turning at night. Ha 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 ha. Your concern is deeply touching, but quite unnecessary. After all, it's not by virtue of looks alone I assume leadership. The proud knights of... Getting easy, getting sickly. Yeah, dude, surely we can fix this. Send me on a quest, right? It's a curse, right? Curses have rules. This is true in fiction. Curses have rules. And that means there are ways to break them. Oftentimes, getting rid of the caster of the curse helps. So, point me in a direction, boss. Not a single soul can know of my wound. Not in my unit, no one. Never there's been a time so critical for us in this accursed war. The Iron Crest Hawks were nigh annihilated in the Battle of Lafayette. It's taken me until now to painstakingly rebuild what remained. Soldiers cannot be sustained by ration alone. They must be nourished with hope and instilled with confidence. Ain't that the goddamn truth? That's something that Mr. Bandage Face has also cognated, paying attention. If I were to collapse, nay, if the mere word of my condition were to fall upon soldiers' ears, all that I've labored for would have been for naught. Alright. You have my undying gratitude. I couldn't hope for a more dependable comrade than you. I love how the game, like, in the last 7 minutes, the game has been laboring to completely correct me, real life me, about the respect thing. Like, no. You're cool, dude. And here's this way, and then here's this way, and then here's this way. It's like in different manners of it too, different layers of respect and acknowledgement. I will, real. Okay, Gabe, I get it. Fine, I'm sorry. I didn't give the negative. I said I wasn't gonna. The War Council will be convening presently. By your leave. Seriously, for the love of God, get me a white mage to study you, to figure out where the curse originates so I can go stop it. Please. It's always the way with him. It takes not a trained eye to see that he weakens with each passing day, but in front of the knights he'd sooner throw his life away than betray his true condition. I worry so for him. If the wound were to tighten its grip, if he were to fall never to rise again, the thought alone is too much to bear. I'm sorry. Please! Let me help! Look, I'm not a healer. I'm not in this timeline. My other self in the future is like a god healer. But here, all I can do is punch things. Give me something to punch. Don't you mean stab? No, I mean punch! I grab my sword and I'm like, ugh! I believe I understand why Lisette is taken to you. I'm gonna punch that wound to death! Stupid wound. The Moonshade Wolverine, her troopmates call her in jest, and somewhat fittingly so, but dare to venture underneath that superficial layer and you'll find a gentle and caring woman who really just needs a friend. Lilizette once shared her secret with me. She told me of how she'd lost her parents and of the solitude she's had to endure since they left her alone in this world. Look out for her, won't you? I doubt this will make much sense, but seeing the two of you together warms me inside in a way I haven't felt before. Oh, you're looking for her. She was mumbling about catching a cat and took off. Jugner Forest. Okay, cool. So Batman, right? I swear I am actually going somewhere with this. I don't know how many of you in chat or on the VODs, remember, VODwalkers are awesome, never forget, I don't know how many of you are creative types, but something I will tell you is from my own perspective and from the perspective of many creative types I have known, is that we share a common thread in that we want to do our own take on existing stories. It's why fan fiction is so common. I'm going to the wrong place. It's why you know, the rewrites, right? My own version of the rewrites. It's why so many people like to sit and discuss and debate the particulars of how you would change a scene or a character or even an entire book, show, movie, even Admiristar. I'm going to rewrite Admiristar to make it sure she's less busy and has more eels in her life. I'm going to do it. You watch. Right? To put this into simple terminology, a lot of writers would love to do their take on Batman. It's one of the biggest reasons why you see some of the same story ideas done over and over, regardless of quality, by the way. Let's leave quality out of the picture for a second, because I know a lot of people, including myself, if I might be so bold, who would actually... I should invite Mr. Red. Let me do it real quick. Who would actually like to write, like would enjoy the task of writing a Batman origin story. Not because it hasn't been done 1,000 times, because it has, but because I've never done it. Because I want to do that. Now, you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with Blade Tale? Everything! One of the things I mentioned is that not a lot of stories, especially RPGs, are really grounded or down to earth. Some of them start that way and escalate, which is good. Some of the very, 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 very few stay that way, but most of them are big, bold, end-of-the-world threats. And honestly, I think it's because most writers want to write those kind of stories, whether they've been done 1 trillion times before or not. It's an understandable thing. It's honestly probably part of the reason why so many of my stories have been slowly shrinking in scope and scale over time, is because I want to write stories that are more grounded. It's not like I don't want to write big stories. Hell, anybody who knows, all I'm just going to say is RFF5 and RFF7 while we're on the subject. I6, that's way up there. I can move that. Looks like I just followed the river. In silence, which is okay. You know, at this point, I'll take that. No, exactly, but that's another valid thing. Let's say, let me use an example. This has actually happened. I know of writers, let me be more clear in my terminology, who have had that exact thing happen to them. They were given a shot of writing a story in Star Trek. They were given a shot of writing a story in Star Wars. They were given a shot of writing a story in Batman. Every single one of those went big. They went for the home run, right? They swung for the fences. Because it's the only story they're going to get. Now, sometimes that's worked out. Often it has not. I've said this before, if I might be so bold. I actually think writing a big story is actually harder to do well than writing a grounded, down-to-earth story. And I mean that. When you're doing something grounded or down-to-earth, it's easy to do relatability because so many of the people involved in your story are people like we are, right? It's easy to understand the plight of a dude who's struggling with fatigue issues because of his commute every day at his 9 to 5, right? That's easier to write. Make Superman relatable is difficult. You can do it. Talented writers have proven you can do it. But that's a task. And so usually, he's not. Yeah, exactly, Kennex Cow. Good example. Yeah, I think you're right, Mr. Red. Jeez Louise. Listen, I really just wanted 5 seconds to talk about writing. Is that so wrong? I wanted to give my stamp to the writing discussion. I knew it. I have sinned. Ne'er again shall I discuss writing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Is it over there? Oh no. Can I not cross the river? Oh no. Oh, come on. Okay, okay. There's a bridge. There's a bridge. Thank you, God. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've noticed there's a couple of hell zones. Oh, that's interesting. There they are. Yeah, exactly, Meadowlord. That is exactly right. Almost every new Spider-Man continuity immediately reboots him to the teenage dork who's still in school. It is actually quite rare that you'll see adult Spidey. Adult Parker, I should be more clear. Which is a damn shame. Because, you know, frankly, I think adult Parker is actually more interesting. Girls, could you at least spend... I think I just got hit in the face with an exposed belly. What do you think you're doing? Wandering into the trap I laid out for that furball Gates. And we're unconscious again. Jesus Christ! Have a sandwich, Lore! Also, this has nothing to do with anything, but, like, remember to wash your produce. Preferably cook your produce, but at least wash your produce. Is this a friend of yours, Lily? Sorry, I was just informed earlier today that there's another wave of death going through the United States right now because of a parasite which likes to sit on produce. Washing your produce is, first of all, you should do that in general. That should always be a thing. If you don't understand why, then you have not, no offense, you have not put thought into it. You really should always wash your produce. Just think about how many other hundreds of people have handled that particular apple or tomato or carrot in the last month, right? Like wash your goddamn food. But currently there's the thing, and washing will get rid of like most of that. Cooking is a guarantee to get rid of all of that, but you don't always cook your produce, right? Sometimes you just want some slices of tomato in your sandwich, so wash. Always wash. You've been busy cozying up with this hunk of a man here, Lily, but never thought to tell us. Ferocious fang-bearing Lily's finally managed to bag herself a boyfriend. And look, not even the slightest hint of a broken nose or dislocated jaw on him. Stop jumping to deluded conclusions. I've suffered enough of your overreactive imaginations for one day. I can handle the rest myself. Get back to Sandoria, the whole lot of you. Troop dismissed. Aw. We've been out here for too long as it is. Any longer the boss will be screaming her hides. Agreed. A break from this catty obsession would do you a world of good, Level. And one more thing before I forget. Don't you think using fish as a bait to catch a cat is a wee bit cliched? Away with you. Okay, whatever. Oh my god, you've just given me an idea for a new game, okay, Mr. Red? So, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's anime women. That's it. That's the pitch. Instead of like, it's more like, and you either get a face full of boob or a face full of tummy. Just. My runner, I trust it's still your intention to honor the promise you made. Yeah. Can we put that fish back in the water? It's still alive. After which we make our long-awaited intercontinental debut as the professional tag team duo, Future Fabulous. Sure. Great, I never doubted you for a second. What's the difference then? Seriously, can we put this poor thing in the water? She's nowhere to be seen. Are we doing something wrong? Perhaps the bait is too cliched, like Tanya suggested. Maybe we should try something else as bait. Might be for the best. But what's worth trying? You know, yeah, actually, that Overlord. I have an idea. Let's review the intelligence we've gathered on the targets so far. What manner of creature do you think Cait Sith actually is? A cat, yet not a cat. Let's see. Do you think her paw pads feel like... What do you think her paw pads feel like to touch? Irresistibly soft. What else do you think she likes? I'm gonna go with culinary delights. Not as much. It reminds me, what color are her eyes again? Green. What kind of noise does she make when she cries? I'll go with meow. 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 In my recollections of her appearance, I can't shake that something's missing, but what else could it be? The crown. Okay, we should use a gold beast coin. Thank you, God. Consider the fancy smanchy crown she likes to wear atop its ridiculously disproportionate head. By the way, for the record, I knew that these choices changed the option, but remember, we don't know the correlation. So I decided to just answer honestly, like I would if this is any other RPG. So I wasn't trying to get the easiest. It's nice, but... Our victory is as good as sealed the instant she casts her greedy eyes on her glimmering golden bait. You go get the coin. Can we put the fish back in the river, please? Oh my god, I have to zone? I have to zone to be able to trade this. You know, okay, I've noticed several of these missions require you zoning in order to progress. I'm thinking that's a code thing. No, I'm dead serious. I can actually see it in my head. What do you want to bet? That no, it actually specifically says logging out doesn't count. It actually says that in the walkthrough. Yeah, it's to reset triggers, exactly. I could see in my head how the scripts would be designed such that a zone would have to be reloaded for the player in order to acknowledge that you have advanced a step in the scripts, right? That's and remember, we've been using a ton of these. A ton of these quests have been zone and then come back to do this, or zone and then wait a day and then come back, and so forth and so on. Now, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and just trade it here. Yep, nope. Okay. And yeah, using zone transitions to cull is an extremely old technique. That goes back to 90s at least. I've seen SNES games use that technique. Apparently, I can't just go straight east. I feel lied to, Mr. Red, and you know what that means. You know what happens to those who lie to me. That's right, I forced them to play FF11. Without add-ons, without trusts, without friends. That's it. I've got a new idea for our prison system. Instead of just spending time in prison, they have to beat FF11. By itself, by themselves. No trusts. No walkthrough. Once they've beaten the game, sentence is served. They can go. That would actually be horrible. No offense to FF11. That would actually be horrible, because there's like no guarantee of when you get out at that point, right? Especially the no walkthrough proviso. Would I consider beating? Having everything I'm doing, pretty much. Complete every single MSQ quest from every expansion, including vanilla. And now we turn right around. Hang on, let me make absolutely sure I have this. I'm pretty sure I have this book, but let me just be sure. Yep, okay, cool. So is being able to rewatch cutscenes in-game plus worthy? I've been thinking about that. Because to my knowledge, it's the footprints, right? So... the problem is, as with so many other things in FF11, it is such a colossal hassle to do that. Because I'm aware of that mechanic, that I was considering... I was basically just ejecting it from consideration. Like, even in FF14, it is already a huge pain to rewatch cutscenes. Because you have to go to one of your inns or houses, then you have to go to the book, and the book is, and I'm going to be nice about this, terribly laid out. So just finding the cutscene you're looking for is a huge hassle. In FF11, it feels like it's even more of a frustration, because you have to go to the zone in question and find the footprints and or bard in order to then be able to actually see the cutscene. What I'm leaning towards is the answer is no. It feels so incredibly band-aided in that I can't bring it in myself to give that a positive. Now, they add that to your Mog House or something in town. Yeah. For the record, I'm glad that it exists, but from a review perspective... ta-da! Yep, had to flush the script. That's just... wow, okay. Oh, while we're here, am I giving housing a positive? I think I keep meaning to, and I keep not. Hang on one second. Check the review document. By the way, fun fact, I figured out today how to finally make the review document format properly. Anybody who's on PC who looks at it, it may look a little bit different, because it's finally at the point where I can make it so the text stretches to the size of the window, which it hasn't been doing. I spent some time on Google, I spent some time on a bunch of other stuff, and I could not find the option to do that. So as a bit of an FYI, what it is there's an option right under here, I want to say. Oh god, I can't even find it now. Where was it? Give me a sec. There it is, text width. Now, I didn't even know what text width means, and honestly, even as of this moment, it feels like a really dumb thing to label this option. But if you're looking at the document right now, which I see one of you is, so none of you see this, but if I do narrow text width, you'll notice the difference immediately, right? What it actually means is page width. It means how much range the text is going to be allowed to have. So if you expand, if you, like me, have the window expanded so it's most of my screen, you just see this narrow newspaper-style column there of text. So when you set it to full, it actually takes up the entire screen now. Stop doing that. Hang on one second. There we go. So that's going to help me a little bit less eye strain when I'm typing up stuff. Anyways, forgive me. So this also, hopefully this will be easier for everyone else to read too. I don't know, but whatever. Okay, housing. Right here. Yes, is where I'm gonna put that. Now I'm gonna be honest, this is not great housing. I'm just gonna be really super duper honest about that. So the housing itself, I'm only gonna give a single positive to because I'm not impressed. What I am gonna give a positive to is the mod storage. Some of which you can access in the house, some of which you can access anywhere. That's awesome. Having a bank and also separately from that a mobile bank is great. So here, and then we'll do inventory. So storage, mobile non-storage. Okay. Lure Runner, you're back. What's up? And yeah, I saw that we need the Suranuos bulb. We'll have the cat in the bag at long last. Mwah! That was fast. She's here. Oh. And what might this be? Where did you get the bear? How did you drop the bear? Well, let's see how long this cutscene is, I suppose. What's the meaning of this? Release me, I say. Catch and release. Not a chance, cat. I have many questions. You'll oblige me with answers if you know what's good for you. I wonder what happened at Lavul. And more. Laval? What are you talking about? I haven't a clue. Lore Runner obtains Suranos bulb. Okay. Don't play fool with me, cat. You're really trying what little patience I have. Please stop hurting, Kate Sith. It hurts, the pain. You have the ability to manipulate time, don't you? Take us back before the incident at Lavul occurred. I must go and save Sir Regulus. Please! Oh, I understand now. Fine, like clear. The insolent young slip of a girl Nao you mentioned. That all makes sense. Falling into place. Sorry, but your plight is not our concern. Falling on deaf ears. For our own reasons did we open Atomos. You're little more than playing pieces on a chessboard. Pieces to be... I need to remind you of the position right now. I suggest you choose your words with greater tact. Hi, Sean. I don't think I forgot about what your swiping claws did to my immaculate complexion. I'm holding you accountable should this disfiguration cause ticket sales to slump. Oh, losing consciousness. Yeah, that eye thing is terrifying. Now listen to me. If we don't save Father, the Crystal War will be lost. Don't you see? Father, Rajalis B. Bulima, is supposed to go down in history as the hero of the Battle of Juno. Without his deeds, the battle would not have ended in favor of the Allied forces. The Battle of... Juno? Was everyone able to catch all that? Were you tuned in? Ah! 1, 2... What in the name of the goddess? You again. Quite the nuisance you're proving to be. A proverbial thorn in the side. You must be the ones now I spoke of. Had a run-in. Why do you insist on impeding our mission so? Make difficult our 9 lives. Yeah, I caught that. There's 9 Kate Siths. Look, just help Sir Rajalis already. Yes, with regards to that matter. That he could be the hero of the Battle of Juno, adorned with shiny, shiny medals. Seems like a meeting is in order. Time for a discussion. All Kates, assemble. Gather round. Battle of Juno, which the girl speaks, is the battle which proves to be the turning point of the Crystal War, is it not? The pivotal moment? A curious possibility. Positively curious. Can she be trusted? Her words hold truth. Could they be the champions of the dawn? Perhaps we should assist them, lend a helping hand. Yeah, a lot of you so easily fooled. Quick to take the bait. Give me one reason we should trust that girl. I'm of the same opinion. Make scratching posts out of them, I say. A little stress relief. Now, violence is the first resort of the incompetent. Ouch! No harm in hearing them out. Let them have a say. Yes, let them tell us about that underwear fellow, lingerie. That's Rajalise. Rajalise. Ah, yes, an unusual name. Should this Rajalise be a playing piece on our side of the board, it would be a shame not to exploit him. A wasted resource. A befuddling dilemma of sorts. A sort of dilemma. Haven't you finished yet? Silence, impatient one. Distract us not from discussion. Discussing a distraction. Very well, then. Let me know when your feeding's over, okay? What, you going for a swim? The mission fulfillment, none need be reminded, is our utmost priority. Must stay the course. So long as it serves to succor the children of Altana. All valid arguments. Let's settle the matter with a vote. Settle once and for all. All in favor of lending a hand to the girl in Reiji? That's 4, it looks like. Those in favor of minding our own business? That's 4 again. Yeah, I caught that. No, you forgot to vote. You didn't raise your hand. Oh, didn't I? Enough. All this bickering will avail us not. I have a thought. Tell them we should of the thing that can be got from the lake yonder and move on. Be on our merry way. A grand idea. We wise them up to its existence. Let them know. Can I just say, I really like the way the Kates talk. I do. It's actually pretty hard to get this kind of, let's call this what it is, fey speech without it being irritating to parse. Instead, it almost sounds like the Kates are sing-songing a lot. And yeah, put this in immediate contrast to the freaking Tataru, right? And that's kind of making my point for me. Suffering from old age-induced forgetfulness, are we? Going gray about the ears? The thing is the Cernunnos resin that can be found by the lakesides. Makes good medicine, it does. Impressive. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Damn it, I didn't actually see what that was. Yes, save the knowledge for a rainy day. We tell the girl where it can be obtained, and the rest is entirely up to her. Her entirely, and... oh. Don't mind me, folks. Carry on. Aw, don't run away. Wait! Teleport. Go, you big brute. Unhand me. What's that? Easy now. I may not look it, but I'm actually an avid cat enthusiast. Honest. No, stop. Don't you dare. Such adorable little creatures. Makes it all the harder to dispose of you as Honorel commanded. Tell you what. Promise to be my loyal pet and I'll let you live. What say you? Have we a deal? I'd rather choke to death on my own furball. Once again, we're just watching all this. Hey, my Yeti order just shipped. Ooh. Well, now they're down to 7 Kates. No, you mustn't. You'll only fall into his hands as well. The others managed to escape. Hadriel's gonna throw a monstrous fit when he looks at this. Just did to those cats, but why? Are they supposed to be in league with each other? No. You're the ones who tormented my Galahheeg, aren't you? Don't even think to deny it. No one did talk. Father had to live out his days in agonizing pain because of what you did. Poor Galahheeg. People who mistreat innocent creatures. People like you must be made to pay. Evil, evil. Huh? Yes, Hadra? Sorry, I had a few unanticipated problems plop into my lap, but everything's sorted. I'll be reporting back soon. I won't be bringing any stray kittens back with me, if that's what you're thinking. The felines have been tended to as you order. No, 2 of them to be exact. Looks like you get to live to see another sunrise. I must say, you two are a curious pair. What is it you hope to gain, taking the crazy mulings of those cats to heart? You're free to do as you please, of course. Be seeing you. Just what is he exactly? The enemy. Never mind that for now. The mystery object the cats were discussing. Makes good medicine, one of them said. Wait, I'm remembering something. When I was but a little girl, Father seemed to always have a small bottle on his person from which he took sips. And then the medicine? I have to find out. Needless to say, you'll be accompanying me. After all, it takes 2 to tag team. I think it's... never mind. Okay, let's make sure I have that item on me. Hey, Cernunnos Bowl. Woo! The power. The power of the campaign song. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, I shouldn't do that. My neck still hurts. I'm just gonna hearth. It's been periodic on Falkenstein, is the answer to your question. I just realized I'm stupid. I know, I just realized that. It took me 43 years, well, 44 years now, to realize that. Did you know? As you know, I'm a moron. I'm actually really curious how long the midnight run is gonna... God damn it! How long the midnight run's going to be. It's gonna be a lot shorter, I'll tell you that much, because it's WoW. And yes, I more or less deliberately put midnight immediately after this. On purpose. That's going to be my recovery game. Yeah, exactly, Mystic Maker. I did that on purpose, too. To explain that slightly, I was actually considering going ahead and putting ESO immediately after this. But I think that would literally kill me. Because ESO would be a whole game, whereas Midnight is just one expansion. It's not even a full expansion, it's just launch expansion. Patch Night isn't even out yet. Hell, we're already into Patch Night. I have already done content of the patch. Ignore me. It's been good, by the way. Like, really good. That's it. That's my recommendation. Midnight equals good. Okay. What's up? Random person that I don't even know why I'm talking to. How is... I didn't know she could come to the present, too. Huh. Mara. If it isn't Lilith's... God, I don't know. It's lovely to see you again, Amara. You're looking well. Just look at you. You've grown. Last time I saw you would have been the day Sir Regiles passed away. Yeah. What's the pretty little number you got on there? Looks mighty familiar, like something your mother used to wear. You like it? It's the performance outfit for my dance troupe. I'm actually a famous dancer now, you know. A dance troupe, you say? Do those things even exist still? That's the thing we have in Sandoria nowadays at the Veterinaria. The Bob crew, with their fire breathing and sword juggling. Yes, we're rather rare nowadays, but more importantly, I have a favor. I need you to make that medicine again. Medicine? The one for your father? Yes. You see, someone I know is experiencing similar symptoms. Is that right? Breaks my heart to disappoint you, but I can't make that medicine anymore. Well, why? Well, you see, there's this item I need in the past that you can't find anymore. It's a real shame. It's been that way for years, ever since the last batch of bulbs was harvested. There's nary a mature tree to be seen nowadays. They all just up and disappeared on the horizon. I think not a decade ago, the saplings from the bulbs could be obtained and were still as common as those pesky little hares in Ronfar. Yes, I understand what time travel is. Thank you, game. Thank you for the sub, 10-headed Hydra. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Urgh. I wasn't ready for that to hurt. Jesus. Sorry, I got a crick in my neck. I will put that towards Overlord 1, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grim Fandango. Lore Runner, I needn't tell you what our next course of action is. Yeah, I got a walkthrough. Even Extinction is no match for the tag team duo. Stare a while and listen. My, is that a bulb? I haven't seen one of these for... Actually, I can't remember when I last saw one. How'd you come by it? That's what you wanted, right? Please make the medicine as soon as possible. Never the impatient one. You were never one for waiting. A mature tree is what we need. What? Try planting the bulb in the shore of an unspoiled lake. Once it's reached maturity, you'll find the resin. You'll have something to look for in 10, maybe 20 years from now. Yep. Yep, Yep, I have to go to the past, which you'll notice was the first thing I tried to do. Erroneously. Like the fool that I am. I thought I could just time travel. Instead, I had to be told to time travel before I could time travel. Yeah, our task hasn't changed, Lilizette. Game. Do you know of such a place? Yes, actually. E6 and Jugner Forest in the past. Slow down. Oh my god, that's it, Blades of Vault. This game is Pandaren. Slow down. Life is to be savored. Admittedly, the answer would depend on the person, Mystic Maker. But let's assume it's somebody I don't know. Someone on chat, for example, streaming, right? I would say that FF11, if you are already committed to it, is something that is worth experiencing, something that they should play through for historical purposes. They should do it with a walkthrough, and they should do it well prepared for the time investment. If any of those are barriers for them, then they should not. Is that the one? Yeah, it's the one. Ironically, I would also try to tell them that they should take their time. This game is, I'll be as nice about this as I possibly can, too long. So, it's something that you don't want to smash through like I am doing. Yeah, don't do what Mr. Red did, to use a specific example. Don't do what Rax failed to do. No offense, Rax, if you're on the phone. Just making absolutely sure. Oh, wait, no. This is... What's it? E6. That's like up, right? So I should still probably go to East Ronfar for this. Yeah, let's do that. If you've already played EverQuest 1, you can probably skip FF11 for what it's worth. That's another thing. If you are already familiar with EverQuest, FF11 is EverQuest with an actual story. That is to say, a story access, not just a story at all. Where the hell am I? I guess this doesn't feel like the right way, but it has to be, right? Yep, okay, whatever. So, hey, it's everyone's favorite song. So, there is a way to continue to progress in power after leveling, right? 36. I am level 99, which is the level cap. Now, I keep getting, I don't know what they're called after being at this point. And I could eventually spend those on giving myself increased stats and increased boosts and all kinds of fun stuff. I haven't been doing that because none of that's necessary for what I'm doing. And honestly, because I haven't really been getting experience worth a damn during this run. Normally speaking, what you would do is you would gain additional stats and or abilities as you level. Usually passives, sometimes actives. Yeah, merit points and then job points. I probably have some of those. I have no idea what or how many. I don't even know how to check. Oh, there we go. Merit points. Looks like I have 30 merit points. Which is pathetic, actually. Where am I going? E6. It's like... Where? Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay. I'm apparently capped on merit points. I don't even know what that means. But I believe you. Wait, the way is blocked? How do I... Okay. And yeah, obviously there's gearing up and stuff like that. I did ambuscades in order to get 119 gear. I'm basically good. There is better gear than what I have, but for what I am doing, it is not relevant. I did try to get a better sword, but unfortunately, I was too late for that, so... Oh my god, I can barely see this green on green action. Jesus. I do like getting doors for doors. How do I open this door? Whap! You just hit it with another door. Is there anything that it would be even worth spending my merit points on for the sake of this run, Blake Javal? Because I could do that. I could just hit the Mog House really quick and be like... Bzz. Yeah, I actually like WoW a lot, if it's not obvious. However, one of the biggest flaws of WoW is that it's deliberately designed to invalidate older content. Now, they have been making steps to fix that, but that's been WoW's philosophy since vanilla, since the old days. And that sucks for various reasons. So yeah, once Season 1 ends, Season 2 here is just going to immediately supplant it. Oh my god, I can't target it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. And I guess Hearth. Well, okay, first we kill this. What's really funny is I don't actually mind the seasonal approach that WoW takes nowadays. It's like this. If you want to do the stuff while it's hard, then you push up through the season. If you don't, you just do it later. Oh my god, Mr. Red, no, you're never going to play FF11 again! Right. He's never gonna walk again! Red card! Red card! Oh, hey. The campaign just ended. Well, since I am literally here... I wonder how long I've been capped on merit points. Probably for a while. How do... Hi, Elizar. Aha! Apparently I've actually already put 6 points into combat skills. If I'm reading that correctly. looks like I have put them into sword skill. Oh, sure, whatever. No, I'm good, Mystic Maker. Kind of FF11'd out right now, and I still got 2.5 expansions to do. Okay, so I appear to be maxed on sword skill. Now what? I guess HP. Sure. Or maybe max merit points. I'll do HP. I can't even tell if my HP's gone up any. The actor's not the problem in Star Wars, it's the dialogue. Yeah, like, basically everyone's thought that for years. We literally have evidence that a lot of those actors are good actors. I mean, hell, we have literally seen Hayden Christensen do a good job playing Anakin. Same actor, same role, different director, good performance. Jugner. Doesn't exist. Okay, cool. Jugner. Jugner. Time to drug it up. Where's my campaign music? Sorry, I'm kidding. Please don't play a game. Please. Spare me. I've been in a really weird... I'm glad you're enjoying Mystic Maker. I'm glad people have been enjoying this run. I'm in a weird place, because I don't regret this run. It's just... hard. I don't have a better or simpler way to explain that. No, it is very draining. I am trying to stay as entertaining as I can, while being as analytical as I can, while being as fair as I can, while actually reviewing the game as I can, while chatting and discussing the game and the story and the lore as we go, while playing FF11. I mentioned this on Discord. One of the things, if I can get on my high horse for 1 second, that I think a lot of people mistake, is when they see me being harsh towards games that are, you know, long or sloggy or grindy or whatever, right? Something that's just taxing. And they say, I didn't have an issue with that. And I'm like, yeah, because you had YouTube up on the side while you were doing it. Right? Like, I'm not trying to be, oh, woe is me. I just want some understanding on the matter. Palpatine, I was there. Because most people have something else to engage them while they're doing this. I don't. I have 3 jobs I have to do simultaneously. And that is draining. Again, I'm not complaining. I love my job. Hell, I'm pretty sure most people are treating this as their second screen entertainment. Well, you know, they're doing whatever else it is they're doing. Where's the... Let me just select Mr. Red 15 more times. Where the hell is this thing? There it is. Yeah, there you go. See? Watching the World Cup. Who's playing right now, by the way? And yeah, I'm secondary content while Blade Tavell's working. You get it. It's not a ding. I understand that I'm not that entertaining. It's just, you get my point. I'm the thing you're watching while you're grinding in FF11, right? Metaphorically speaking. What the hell is that? So France, Spain, Spain bought by 1. Go Spain! Come on. There it goes. Well, and I've got bad news for you, Elazar, because Palpatine isn't a god or a devil. So, nothing would be the answer to you, Elazar. Honestly, France has been kind of sweeping. It wouldn't surprise me if they manage it. Okay, so we beat the boss, examine it for a 3rd time now. Norway would have been nice. I would have also been down for Mexico. Hang on, I think you're talking about something that doesn't exist, Mr. Red. I mean, in the EU, there was a concept of, oh, what was it? The father, the mother, the sister, the brother. The 4 aspects of the Force. And they're all so dumb and terrible that that's about as much as you're going to get me to talk about them. As far as I'm concerned, they don't even exist. Okay, so now back to Amara, which... I think it's literally faster to wait 50 seconds than to even try to run for the thing. I mean, wait. Okay, fine. Now it's 30 seconds, but let's go! I'm dead serious. Like, some of the EU got really, and I'm just going to be nice about this as I can, stupid. You ever heard me talk about the people who could tractor beam planets through hyperspace? Yeah, those people actually built the prison that contained the mother. Let's just put that as bluntly as we possibly can. I'm not even halfway there. I'm committed now. But no, this is another thing. You didn't ask this, Mystic Maker, but something I've been asked several times now is, do I regret playing FF11? The answer is no. First of all, as I've said this several times, I've wanted to play this game for years and finally actually sit down and experience it. And second of all, this is a legitimately historical game, right? Like this is actually a game with enough history and pedigree and relevance that, yeah, I wanted to jot this down for academic purposes. I know nobody in the entire universe cares that I exist. Nobody's ever going to check the website or the extensive amount of effort I've put into logging my findings and my results and my research on game design and story design. But that doesn't change the fact that I do that and take that very seriously. I want a historical record of Final Fantasy XI. This is it. Why would they do that, Von Falkenstein? That's terrible. So what games on the yet-to-be-funded list do I most want to play? That is an interesting question. Would you believe that I am enough of a dork that I have divided that into separate categories? Looks like I want Southern. Southern 4, I want to say. High off the deep end. So there's some games I want to cover because, again, historical value. There's some games that I want to cover because I'm curious how they will review, but I am already well familiar with them. And then there's some games I want to cover that I have absolutely no idea how they are. And then there's some games I want to cover because I'm legitimately excited for actually playing them. All of those are separate categories, and yes, of course, I keep them all categorized in separate lists because I am an organized dork. What do you want from me? So, forgive me, but the answer to your question depends on which category it is you are most interested in. You gotta be kidding me. I am so glad I don't have OCD. No offense. I don't think I can take it. I don't think I could stand it. Then again, as I'm often told, if I was born with it, I probably would be pretty used to it by now. Anyway, so we brought the resin. She's doing her custom animations. Farewell. This isn't some Quack's instant synthesis recipe. Don't forget to breathe from time to time while you wait. Yeah, speaking of which, now we have to wait an in-game day. Because of course we do. For the record, it's about 1 in the afternoon in-game. So... one time I was playing D&D. Very rare instance where I was actually playing instead of, GMing. And my character had a thing where he had a notebook where he took down notes of his various adventures. In some cases with intent to then circle back and see how things had developed in his absence. My GM insisted that that was insane, that no adventurer would ever keep a record or a document of their adventures. What's wrong with me? And basically vetoed the notepad. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? Like, to me, that's just such a bare bones first step. That's essentially a diary. Dear Journal, today we killed 8 rats. Like, come on, right? In fact, journals of adventures have been quest items for other adventures several times in RPG history. Alright, so I think I have enough time to get a dungeon in. What do you think? Think we can manage it? Actually, kinda, yeah. Damn, go Spain. Is this first or second, Mystic Maker? Go to Meth Head Mountains. Sure, I could do that. Wait a minute. "59 minutes in." Okay. Yeah, I think Spain's gonna take that unless some stuff happens. Yeah, ditto. Off the deeper end. There it is. Oh, hey, it's everyone's favorite song. And muted. Eh. Neutral, Elizar. There's much worse dialogue in Rise of Skywalker than they flying out. Hey, alliance points. I don't even know what those are worth. What the hell's an alliance point? Giga wants to be my friend. Never! I accept. Oh, hey, here's... Do not return to sender. Yeah, sorry. Take all is what I meant to hit last time. God. Okay, so put that on, yes. Put that on, yes. And put that on, yes. There we go. Hey, yeah. Alright. Hang on. Let's upgrade the horse really quick. And stamina is done. Start raising carry. Adds crit chance, adds maximum stamina, adds crit chance, adds weapon and spell damage. Nice. Thank you, Blade 12. Appreciate. I've been really debating buying that portable vendor, by the way. I don't know, what do you think? Is it even remotely worth it? Trying to remember where that was under. Companions, maybe? No. Upgrades. Assistance. Here we go. Assistance. Yes. So is there any difference, or are these just cosmetic? Because I noticed they're all 5,000. And I got 5 grand lying around. Okay, they're all the same. So we want one that looks cool. We want him. The bird. The drug dealer. Oh my god. A drag dealer, excuse me. The cat. Another robot. Another cat. Since no trend here. Miss very low resolution graphics. Jesus Christ. Actually, all of the renders here. Oh my god! That's... I mean, wood, but, you know. I mean, look at those burning poops. I kind of like the simple look. You know me, Humble Mog, right? Oh, there's some burning boobs. Oh yeah, I would, and then I never would again. Another bird, dude. No, there's no might. There's no might regret it. Honestly, I'm most tempted by her. She just looks cool. Again, I like the humble. Oh, hey, the texture's finally loaded. And that is a vendor. That is a merchant. She will buy any non-stolen goods you or your group, nice, offer her. She won't come to Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds. Why not Cyrodiil? All of them won't do Cyrodiil. Oh, that's like the faction stuff, isn't it? Okay, that's where. Whoop, hang on. Back to FF11. Bottled Dixie. Got it. Thank you. There's only 2 things I want to buy in the Crown Store. This is one of them. But the thing is, this is the less important one. Jesus Christ, Bregman. My sympathies. The other one is this thing. I haven't actually bought it yet. I want a multi-mount for me. And unfortunately, it looks like they're only 2-seaters. But still, I want to be able to drag someone around. Because I anticipate I'll have at least one person every now and again. It's 5 grand, again. I will probably have 5 grand by the time... that is to say, I'll probably have 10 grand by the time the run comes around. So I'm not super worried about it. But I think, just in case I don't, I'll get the mount first, because the mount is more important. I can also get this, but why would I get this? Come on. Come on. When I could have this. Much better. Are these, account? So ESO is strange. ESO is a mostly free game. Like many other free-to-play games, you either are going to be spending money on it, or you're going to want to just get a sub. I just got the sub. I have, in fact, already subbed up in preparation for getting ready for this run. And it's already been worth it, because that's how they do. The advice I always give, I do this for Tor as well, is treat it like a sub game, and just sub up. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Commit. Purchase. For me. Yes. Confirm. Now, how do I change my mount? I can probably equip the mount. There we go. I think that's correct. So now, if I hit this, we're good. There we go. Oh, that thing's fast. I mean, I guess they're all the same speed. I'm actually not super worried about the length of ESO. We're skipping all side quests, all guild quests. We're just doing the MSQ. Honestly, the only thing that'll slow us down is having to do vanilla 3 times. Sound familiar? Alright, what's our timer like back in FF11? Still have time. Alright, well. It's interesting you say you have to catch up. Because you kind of don't. ESO scales. Like, I don't have to be max level. I'm just doing that to make it quicker and easier. Just making sure. Yep, okay, we're good. And I am set to deeps. Yes, okay, cool. Yeah, and remember, and I just said this, I'm doing vanilla again on a brand new character. I have to. Yeah, Blade Javel has the right of it. Getting to max level and getting the 140, I think it is, champion level, means I'll be set, just like I am in FF11. I'll be at the level 160, excuse me. I'll be at the level, I will have the gear. I'm good. I don't have to think about that. I can just focus on pushing through the content, which is exactly what I want. So, you don't have to do that, Mr. Red. You can just make a new character and be like, let's go. I will tell you right now, I'll be doing the Ebonheart Pact first. I think I'll be out on that Blade Javel. So it's not Daggerfall Covenant, because that's next. I mean, it's whatever the Argonians were. Argonians and Dwemer, I'm pretty sure. Look, I'm just saying. I've got the action going on my Argonian. Oh, Dunmer, excuse me, not Dwemer. Dwemer the dwarves, my bad. Screwed up my own lore. And the Nords. Yeah, I actually was talking to Pax about that when we were doing this quest chain, and we were trying to figure out what the common line was between the three, and we came up with the following answer. Once the designers of ESO were committed to doing 3 factions, they designed the 2 factions that made sense, and then the Ebonheart are what's left over. Because Argonians, Dunmer, and Nord not only have nothing to do with each other, but are actively antagonistic towards each other. All 3 of them, by the way. So, yeah. I mean, they really are the leftover faction. Their story is so generic, I literally can't tell you about it off the top of my head, because I have forgotten it. That is not a joke. Yeah, the High Elves, the Wood Elves, and the Khajiit all kind of gel pretty well. I mean, you know me, I tend to default to Argonian. I have since Morrowind. At this point. Sure. Give me a second. I can remember how to get to You mean Castle Bird Rain in the past, right, Mr. Red? No, Vigilant! No. Wait, what? That's right here. What? You lie! Wait, what? There we go. Yes, enter Castle Birdbane. It's okay, it's not a spider, Sean. There we go. I am in. Oh, sorry, I gotta say this correctly. I'm in. Okay. Oh. I want to do kind of a weird bow here. Thank you very much, Vigilant. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I have a crick in my neck right now. Whew. I do appreciate you, as I always do. Give me 1 second here. Let's see, what's that going towards? It's going towards, you suck and I hate you! I mean, that's you saying that, not... I would never say that. I might say that to Mr. Red. Fallout London. HOI Old War Blues, and Sid Meier's Pirates. Not only did I review that, it was actually pretty recent. Is there another version of Sid Meier's Pirates on the list? Any Sid Meier game. How's Civ 2 sound? Done. I do recommend the Sid Meier's Pirates run, by the way. It's on the VODs, as it always is. You can find it on the website, as you always can. It was a good run. It was a weirdly good game until it stopped being fun, which is really common for any kind of, like, honestly, Sid Meier game, right? Like, you're just like, yeah, okay, I'm done. And that's like the vibe, right? That's just how it be. Anyways, thank you again, Vigilant. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Oh. Okay. While we're standing here, I should give a negative to gameplay. It's for waiting and in-game day. It's for waiting and in-game day. It's not good. I'm sorry. I don't think my stance on this is going to change. I can't believe I haven't had a pop yet on my queue. Although I guess it is a Tuesday now instead of a weekend. Alright, time to rob everyone. Sneak, 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 sneak.
How could anyone, let alone a dark elf, desecrate the shrine of Saint Veloth? It's scandalous.
Okay, fine, never mind. Jeez Louise. No, it is almost assuredly a code limitation. At first I suspected it was part of their encourage players not to play thing, but no, I think there's code barriers here. It could also be both. It could be a code barrier they decided to run with. Hey, Evo. Behold, the glory... Whoop, whoop. The glory of my character. Hello. This is secretly what you look like in real life. Especially that tail. Oof. Alright, sorry. So what are these? This is something new to me. This didn't exist when I last played. Tamriel Tomes. Oh, those... you do have great scales. Earn 2,000 tomes to unlock page 2. Is this, what do you call it? A season pass kind of a thing? I notice I haven't gotten any of these. Yeah, Guild Quest. That's another thing I haven't been able to figure out. Alright, Bladesval. Rate my build. Please don't die, Mr. Red. The drones need you. They look up to you. We are waiting one in-game day to be able to progress, Evo. At this point, I'm just going to leave the queue, I think. Yeah, that's the other thing. Unless they've changed it, don't quote me on this, I have not verified this, but unless they changed it, the way it works is if you have the sub, you get all the expansions. If you don't, you pay for the expansions individually. As you might imagine, it is relatively cheaper to just sub. Especially if you're going to blow through the expansions like we were doing back when I played this back in the day. Now, that information's a couple years out of date, so grain of salt. But I'm pretty sure I have access to everything right now, being an ESO Plus member. Right, so, sorry, Blade12. So here's the joke, right? I actually looked up a few builds for Templar, and all of them either required stuff I didn't have or didn't have access to. And a lot of them I kind of disagreed with. A huge amount of them were focused very much on either Adric's Spear or Dawn's Wrath. If you're paying attention, I don't have a single one of those abilities equipped right now. I decided to go down here to the two-handed line. And if you'll notice, almost my entire skill bar is the two-handed line. Wrecking Blow, Stampede, Carve, Executioner, and Rally. The only exception is my ultimate, which is Werewolf. Werewolf is really freaking good, actually. Now, you're probably thinking, well, hang on. Well, what about, so I actually have my second line here. So my second line here, I've got the Blazing Spear, which is really good. A heal. Hang on. So like that's a heal. That's an AoE heal. Excuse me. That's a cleanse. That's a heal over time, and that's a buff. And then we go back over here and we just kill stuff. And that's how I have myself set up right now. So I can be like, whoops, wrong button. There we go. This is the Spear Skill that Blade12 was just referencing. And yeah, this is a great ability. I almost always try to start a fight by dropping that right on the target. Then we switch over here and we start actually swinging. Yeah, that would suck, Mr. Red. Anyways, it looks like FF11's almost done. But before I finish, Magister asked me a question. Can you finish the entire story solo? Yes. It scales, and it's honestly relatively smooth. Like, there's not a lot of group walls or barrier issues. And anything that requires a dungeon can be grouped for. That is to say, LFG, right? Blue Dragon Inksy asks, would I rather play FF11 or Starfield? I mean, see, the really strange thing about that is that that's not as linear of a comparison point as it sounds like, right? First of all, Starfield literally melted my hard drive. That's not a joke, and it sucked. It's actually why we aren't doing any future Starfield content ever. However, if that were somehow magically removed from consideration, Starfield is, all things considered, a substantially shorter game. So if you're asking me, do I want to be tortured for 5 hours or 20, I'm probably going to pick 20. Or let's just say 5, excuse me. The shorter one, the shorter one. But there's one other weird niggle. I unironically think Starfield is a worse game than FF11. I do. Ignoring the fact that Starfield has an absolutely terrible plot. I shouldn't even say plot. The entire story axis of Starfield sucks. It's one of the reasons it's the second worst game I've ever reviewed. A lot of games have bad gameplay. Very few games have bad gameplay and story at the same time. And that's Starfield. To a T. Having said that, there's actually one other interesting niggle there, because Starfield is very, very easy to play. You know why? Because in Starfield, I can type tilde and then TGM and then just be invincible. I don't have to engage with the game at all. That actually makes Starfield a lot more tolerable than FF11 in several ways. Furthermore, I can also TCL, which is toggle collision, and I can just no-clip my way through Starfield. So I can be completely invincible and intangible and breeze through Starfield. And all that's baked in. There's no cheats involved. It's just a toggle. So that's the final weird niggle. Starfield is, with cheats, substantially easier to play. But in terms of overall construction, I do think it is overall a much worse game. Oh my god, it still hasn't been a day. Now, yeah, if we were to line this up in a specific way, for example, play FF11 all the way through the MSQs, or play Starfield without console commands, all the way through the 20 repeats, or whatever it is, of the MSQ, then yeah, that changes that answer substantially. No, I do not, off the deeper end. That's true, Blade Tabal. From a historical perspective, FF11 was built by people who did not know what they were doing, on an engine that did not know what it was doing. It's based on a PS1 game that was on a console they barely knew what it was doing, that had tremendous limitations, and frankly, shouldn't have even been considered for what they were trying to do with this. Starfield came out like 2 years ago. Made by industry vets who had an 8-year development time and an unlimited budget. Oh my god, just end the day! God damn it! Where are you, Mr. Red? Maybe I can come rescue you. Hang on. Okay, you stealthed. Honestly, I'm in the exact same boat off the deeper end. Ignore the buzz about GTA 6 for a second. Ignore the fact that GTA 6 is on the PlayStation 5, which is straight vetoed. No, D20 Archive. No. Okay. The fact of the matter is, all of the behind the scenes oh, hi, Mr. Ed. All the behind the scenes right now of GTA 6 is not good. Like what I mean by that is there's no good signs. All of it is indicating that it's going to be a very troubled and rough production. And it's going to have issues. Come on, heal Mr. Red. Nope, I need something that's going to live longer than a second. Come on, heal Mr. Red. I see a Cure 4 going off. Hey, there we go. There we go. Much better. All right. Yep, no Mr. Dead today. What changes would I make to Cyberpunk? That's tricky. So I actually am not really super positive on Cyberpunk. But it's not something that you can just patch out, right? There's some pretty big, what I would consider structural problems with Cyberpunk. One moment. So where am I going? It says this to the present, which is going to be here and here. Like Cyberpunk, first of all, and I know this is going to sound strange, but I think this is important. Cyberpunk is not an RPG. It has the bones of what might be considered an RPG if you look at it funny, but it's lacking what I would consider any relevant thing that actually makes it an RPG. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's worth noting. But I do think it is part of the next problem I'm going to bring up, which is in northern, or is in southern, I think. Right? Yes. Cyberpunk's combat isn't engaging. I don't have a simpler way to put that. BRPGs in general kind of struggle with making engaging combat. And enemy design and boss design can only go so far when you are so limited in your output. That's true of Wolfenstein. The way that some of the BRPGs over the years have made it work is because they give you, the player, tons and tons of kit. Cool, interesting, fun stuff you can do to make combat more interesting. To use a very specific example, the spell crafting system in both Morrowind and in Oblivion is something that can make combat interesting, right? Otherwise, you're just mashing sword on something, right? It's not that very engaging. Cyberpunk doesn't really have that. Cyberpunk has a couple of abilities that are very situational, but for the most part, you're either shooting or you're slicing, and that really is it. And I played that game rather thoroughly. The variety between the guns was not sufficient to justify them for any more than like a single kit positive. Because most of the guns were just very basic variants on your very basic archetypes. You've got your revolvers, you've got your pistols, you've got your shotguns, you've got your sniper rifles, you've got your assault rifles, and that was kind of it. And even those weren't really interesting or well designed, especially since, now, this is before the big patch, but before the big patch, at launch, of those guns, the only one that was really worth a damn was the revolver. Because of the way that they did the stats in the game, the multipliers just got so ludicrously high that you could one-shot anything in the game with a revolver. Something I showed off to good effect. I will admit, it actually amused me when I hit for someone for 60,000 damage non-lethal, but that's neither here nor there. So add something. It's Cyberpunk. Add stuff you can use in the terrain. Make it so you can hack them to create like a digital representation of yourself, which then takes aggro from you and distracts the enemy. Or make it so you can take control of a person, depending on how much cyberware they have. Or make it so you can summon a drone, which does X, Y, or Z. Or maybe you can call in some people as an ally who then help you with a thing. Or something. Do something to make combat actually interesting. That would probably be my biggest wish list item right there. Anyways, I sincerely hope it serves its purpose. Thank you so much, Amara. Yeah. Now, there's a second thing I'd want too, but that's more on the story axis. I'll get to that in a second. I recall having told you in the past, but this medicine possesses no healing powers, none whatsoever. While it can alleviate the symptoms and relieve the pain, the effects are temporary. You understand that, yes? You're the last person who needs any reminding, but no medicine of any kind was able to save your father. Come on, we have a delivery to make. It delights me to see the beautiful young woman Lizette's become. Quite a far cry from the snot-nosed crybaby who used to come running to me, eyes all red, when the other children teased her. I can only imagine the solitude she must have felt growing up bereft of her parents. But I'm relieved to see that she is no longer alone. Yeah, definitely got the little sister vibes going on. See you around, Elizar. So before I go on to Cyberpunk, let me answer Blade 12's question. Would I classify Borderlands as an RPG? Oh, God. Yes, I would. The only one I'm really familiar with is Borderlands 2, and I guess pre-sequel. But both of them have all the hallmarks of an RPG. I suppose 3 does as well. Wow, Mr. Floyd. If you do pick it up, you should tell me about it if you don't mind. South Past. The other thing I would do, and I know this is going to sound strange, if I asked any of you in chat right now what is the biggest story negative to Cyberpunk 2077, what would be your answer? I know mine. I've put some thought into this. Like, I already have ideas here. Oh yeah, gameplay changes are easy. But I do think there is a very major story problem. It's actually technically 2 problems, but I think they're actually the same problem. Just 2 different expressions of it. You ready for this? Problem number 1 is the existence of Johnny Silverhand. I actively think he either shouldn't have been in the game at all, or should have been limited to a single cutscene, a single quest, basically. He is one of the biggest flaws of that entire story. Now, what's the second thing, and how does it dovetail into him? One of the problems with Cyberpunk is that V has only one character and one personality. And that's strange in a game that is building... First of all, that's strange in a Cyberpunk game. Just in general, just the setting. But second of all, it's strange in a game where you can actually choose your origin and then have them never be relevant. For all intents and purposes, you are always playing as a punk, a street punk specifically, in Cyberpunk. It doesn't matter what you pick. It doesn't matter where you want to go from that. It doesn't matter what kind of build you want to go with. V is one type of individual. And that's because Johnny is the actual main character, and a huge amount of the time and effort and focus and story and plot and effort was all put into Johnny, right? It is his story that we happen to be present in. What I find really amusing is if you look at most of the principal companions, most of them more clearly fit the various archetypes of the classic Cyberpunk classes. I don't remember any names, but the Japanese guy is your Corpo, right? What's her face from Out in the Wilds? She's your Nomad. Judy, I want to say, is your hacker, your Slicer. I can't remember the term. I don't remember words right now. Forgive me. Yeah, Panam was the Nomad, and I can't remember his damn name, but the ex-cop is the Solo, right? Each of them kind of fulfill one of those archetypes. So you've got the bones of that there, but then there's V, who is nothing. We are a vehicle for Johnny Silverhand, and again, all of the major character beats and all the major plot beats of the MSQ are all about him and his connections to everyone. I think removing him, again, entirely, and focusing more on V and our connections to one of those archetypes, or allowing us to actually decide on an archetype, and actually allowing us to change up our playstyle, our kit, our abilities, our what literal quests we have access to based on our backstory and based on our class would have been a good thing. But all of that was thrown completely out the window very early in development. I agree that having us play a second fiddle to the main character can work, because I like Oblivion. I don't think they did a good job of that in Cyberpunk, quite frankly. We all know, this is old news at this point, we all know that getting Keanu Reeves on board happened mid-development. And if you know anything about game development, mid-development is really far into development. Like, by that point, people were already designing quests and mapping out objects and designing terrain and doing scripts and all kinds of stuff. And then it's like, oh, hey, Johnny Silverhand exists. And so there was this big chakunk, and it shows. Chakunks like that usually show. Yeah, actually, good answer, Mr. Ed. I like that idea. If you want to make a second fiddle to another character, make Jackie the main character. I'm a little biased because I loved Jackie, but I think that would have been a much more interesting role, especially since then he could be the universal punk. Oh, hey, look, it's Nagmalata. Because then Jackie could be the punk, and then we could be whatever in support of him. Anyways, the Majesty has already been delivered to His Majesty the King. But sir, the citizenry, surely they deserve to have a say in this matter. Alright, time to kill Nagmalata. Twice! You're evidently a busy man. I will keep you from your duties no longer. If you could spare but a few moments, I'd like to introduce you to the Lord Runner of the Cobra Mercenaries, a loyal soldier of the Alliance. Remember my face, Nagmalata. Remember my face. As a fellow member of the Allied forces, I implore you to join me in dissuading Sir Nagmalata. Sure! Hey, Nagmalata, you're a villain. In like 20 years, just so you know. Medicine, you say? That must wait. We have more urgent matters to resolve. Sir Nagmalata, you see, has brought with him news of dire gravity from Juno. It is the intent of the Duchy to surrender to the Beastmen Confederate. The Beastmen have been targeting Juno with an unsettling singleness of mind as of late, with many fierce clashes taking place in the city's immediate vicinity. According to Sir Nagmalata, Juno cannot stay the enemy's indefinite battering on the walls for much longer. It's only a matter of time before the Duchy is completely exhausted of manpower and resources. The Archduke wishes not for the nation to continue bleeding in vain. Following lengthy... Woo! Go Spain! Sorry. Following lengthy and impassioned deliberations, surrender was deemed to be the sole course of action that could avert total annihilation. Do you know what the Beastmen want? Because I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure the Beastmen just want to kill everybody. There's no surrender there, right? Like, it's not on the table. Surrender would be, alright, go kill yourselves then. Yeah, like, genocide is the goal. You don't surrender to someone who's trying to massacre you. The three nations are advised to commence preparations for unconditional surrender. If I may venture a proposal, I shall seek audience with King Destin and request permission to dispatch troops to bolster Juno's defensive efforts. In the meantime, if talk of surrender could be held in abeyance, a generous offer, but I fear it would be in vain. It is no secret that Sandoria has suffered numerous stinging defeats at the hands of the Beastmen. The Duchy is not so unsympathetic as to deprive your ailing army of what little remains. Your Excellency is gracious, even in declinature. If the Duchy finds Sandoria's assistance alone wanting, I shall personally see to it that Bastok and Winters provide Juno with reinforcements, if it please you. Sir Nagmalota. So be it. Camlinot will be informed of your proposal, but he's another villain, so... I believe this will prove to be a royal waste of time. I take my leave of you. Idiot. He always was ignorant, wasn't he? My lord, where are you headed? To see the king and request his permission to mobilize a contingent of knights for the defense of Juno. Will he be alright? No. Something weighs heavily on your mind. Sir Nagmalata. Seems to me Sir Regulace is unwell. A wound taken to the chest, if experience tells me true. How did you... Sir, I beg you, please keep this matter in confidence. Oh, I understand. Are you eyeballing her? I know a skilled physician based in Juneau. At your word, I can have medicine prepared to treat his affliction. You're very kind, but Lilizet and Lorewinter have already brought some, but thank you all the same. Please stop being creepy for 5 seconds, Nagmalata. I say this not lightly. I want you to come with me. Doing so will not only be for your sake, but for that of the world also. Of this fact you shall come to realize in due time. What are you saying, the world? Now come. Touch me not, sir. A simple dancer I may be, but my lord would do well not to underestimate me. A spirited woman, no less than I expected. Pray forgive my trespass. Could someone in chat translate eyeballing into something slightly more coarse to make the point clear? The king has granted permission for both the Ironcrest Hawks and the Iron Rams to be mobilized. 2 units will depart as soon as preparations are complete. As for me, I shall head to the other nations to entreat their army's aid. My lord, you still need rest. I will be fine. Ugh. Take the medicine. Jesus Christ, dude. Oogling works. I was going for something else that starts with I. Lord, you mustn't go. Not in your current condition. No, this chance must not be wasted. Even Count Borel himself has pledged full cooperation and will assume the role of official emissary. Take the medicine! Excuse us. First, we brought the medicine for you. And second, we volunteer to undertake the journey in your stead. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to walk to Bastok. I haven't been to Bastok yet. Lorewinter has proven himself a competent navigator. No! Don't tell him that! I guarantee you'll not find a more qualified substitute. We'll be back before you know it. And Count Borel will be doing all the talking. You can rest completely assured. Please consider. I have every confidence these two will not fail you. Very well. Lilizet, I'm relying on you. The fate of Vana'diel may be resting in your hands. Again. Take your medicine. Yep, I have to get to Bastok. So how do I get to Bastok? How do I get to Bastok, Ross? This is Halver? Oh my god. My name is Lilizet. With me is my trusty partner, Lorewinter. The future fabulous duo. Just to give my lord an idea of our recent accomplishments, not a few days ago we made mincemeat of a dark dragon. And overcame the extinction of a plantoid species. I'm telling you, this is just vanilla 2. I shouldn't say just. That sounds dismissive. This is vanilla better. Vanilla plus might be a better way to do that. Let's get the Bastok one out of the way first, shall we? I am told I go south from the Rottenberry Fields. I mean, they're probably going to announce Classic Plus this year. I've already said that. What I want to know is, what's the Arthas RPG? I think I did too, Blade of All. Whoops. Damn it. You know what? This is actually probably faster. No, Rottenberry. Gotta say it right, Mr. Red. Which one? The extremely abusive one? Or the worse one? I'm sorry, Eva. Custom classes. That's the most recent one that was shut down. Not Turtle. That one was even worse. That's the worst one. I am extremely glad they shut that server down. It irritates me. Like, you look up Reddit threads about it, and people are just like, ugh, Blizzard sucks, and they just set this down because they don't want to do these things themselves. And those people are morons. What are they? Oh, God, where do I even start, Mr. Red? Okay. Basically, all of... I can't remember. I'm going to call it Serpent, because I don't remember what it's called right now. Basically, all of Serpent's stuff was microtransactions. And when I say all of it, I freaking mean all of it. You effectively could not play the game without paying real money in order to properly get anywhere. Almost all of those microtransactions were extremely predatory at the MOBAGE level. But my favorite part about them is that they would only take payment in ways that are extremely sketchy. Like, one of the primary ways they would accept funding was through crypto. And let me give you a little pro tip here in the world of finance. If someone accepts crypto, they're already suspicious, like immediately. If someone primarily accepts crypto, they're a front. Speaking of which, it was a front. No, I'm dead serious. I've actually done my own due diligence on this one. They were a money laundering scheme for some criminal organization in Russia. That's not a joke. So, just to hammer back through that super quick, to make that nice and clear. Literal criminals. Let's start with that. Let's just start with the worst there. Extremely predatory microtransactions, and making money off of existing property. Let me be clear. I'm actually very in favor of private servers when it comes to MMOs. That are free. And I know that sounds awful, but I stand by it firmly. Ignoring the obvious fact that free servers are legally safe to do because of various emulation laws and blah, blah, blah. But also the fact that the moment, in reality land, every time a private server has... No, this is much more recent. Nostalrius was forever ago, right? 36. The moment a private server of any MMO starts charging for stuff, it goes downhill almost immediately. This is not presumption. This is history. This is proven fact. It's like something I've talked about a lot. The moment money gets involved, things get weird. This is true even in just in like friendships, right? I'll also be like, hey, Mr. Red, so about that $5 you owe me. And Mr. Red's like, well, I don't have the $5. I was like, really? Huh. And then I break his kneecaps. Okay, I'm exaggerating slightly, but I'm being sincere at the same time. The moment money gets involved, things get different. The very dynamic of the relationship changes. And that's definitely true when it comes to something like a fan project. It's why the overwhelming majority of fan games don't charge for the fan game. Yeah, I noticed that, Mr. Red. Is it up here? Hang on, I'm gonna unlock this really quick. Yes, I don't think I need these, but you never know. Literally right here. Might as well. Yes. Yeah, no, this is exactly... That's a great example. For those of you not aware, there was actually... It wasn't actually Citra, but the developers behind Citra were releasing a paid Switch emulator. Now, Nintendo has been pretty anti-emulation their whole history, but they can suck a dick because emulation is legally protected. What is not legally protected is selling emulation. Probably not, Mr. Red. So as a consequence of that, when, I forget what it was, it was the Switch emulator. They had a Switch emulator which was paid. And the moment they started doing that, Nintendo's lawyers came down on them like a ton of bricks. And that's what brought down Citra, was because Citra was done by the same team. Citra was free, it's worth noting. As a result, 3DS emulation has been pushed back several years, and we're only still just now starting to catch up with where the Citra was at in terms of 3DS emulation. So thanks for that. To be very clear, I don't blame Nintendo for that, unlike half the rest of the universe, which is content to point the finger at them. I blame the people who decided to get greedy with a Switch emulator. Because let's be clear, that was just greed, nothing else. Honestly, this dovetails into another issue, which is admittedly pretty complicated. I'm just going to... Paid mods. We've actually talked about that topic before. Paid mods. That's a whole thing. On the one hand, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be paid for work you did, but honestly, there are issues with that. There's actually a lot of issues with that. And I don't want to zoom the camera too far out and talk about the general philosophy of the purpose of economy in a universe or in a society. Excuse me. Just trying to figure out where I'm going here. But what's a punch bug? And yeah, I'm going to get the book. But it is worth noting that wanting to do something just to be paid kind of changes the dynamic of that. If you're making a mod because you... Let me put this into simple terms. Let's say Blade Javal's making a mod for FF11. It's a really good mod. Cool. He made that because he wanted to make that. Probably for himself, maybe for his friends. It spread, people used it, this is great. Cool. Someone else sees that he's done that and is like, man, I wish I could pay money for that. So they offer Blade Javal money for the mod. Here you go, Blade Javal. Have some money for your mod. Blade Javal starts making money off that mod. Now, all of this is still relatively fine, but the moment we go even one step past this, we start to have issues. Because now other people are going to look at this as a way to make money. Is this it? Is this where we're going? Yeah, I saw. Woo! Go Spain! Okay, this is a bit... okay, so let's go, I guess? What are we doing? How are we doing? Are we killing? Let's kill. I'm ready to kill everything. If it would start summoning. Hello. 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 Hey, hey, there we go. Actually, yeah, Raid 36. Like I said, it is actually a fairly complex issue, to be clear. I'm not trying to say it's simple or one-on-one, or black and white, or whatever other analogy you want to use. But for the love of God, if you're going to emulate something that is currently making money, do it for free. Please stop trying... Like, if nothing else, let's ignore how the world should be for just a second. If you try to make money off of your private server, you know what you're doing? You're making it worse for the rest of us. Again, I point to the Citra example, but honestly, the WoW servers are another good example. There's actually plenty of WoW servers out there that are free, which started to have issues as a result of people going after the paid WoW servers. Now that's an interesting question, Ross. Look, I'm just here to get this punch bug. I don't even know what a punch bug is. I'm gonna make it happen. Die, Electrum Cap, and give me your punch bug. Oh, they drop off Kodavs. Got it! Good to know. So do I think EverQuest 1 would have been better without EverQuest 2? That's actually an interesting question. It's tricky to say because it's not like EQ2 really stole talent or time or budget away from EQ1. EQ1 kept going after EQ2, after all. In fact, I'm pretty sure in terms of total development, although do not quote me on this, that EQ1 kind of outlasted EQ2 in terms of updates and, you know, actually having effort put into it. Yoink. Hello, attack, hello. Well, I know EverQuest is doing better than EQ2. That's obvious, honestly. Anybody who's familiar with old school RuneScape knows what that has to do with. So I guess this way? I don't actually know where I'm going. I really don't. So I'm just going to go this way and pray. For what it's worth, I actually think EverQuest 2 had some interesting ideas. I did. One of my first characters was actually a troll, which I actually thought looked totally badass. And I think I've told this story a few times. Me and my friends really liked the initial story arcs and questing of both of the two cities on both sides. The problem came from the moment you went outside. The moment you left the tutorial area, the game nosedived in quality immediately. First thing you ran into was a group wall. And all the quests stopped. And it was just grind time. Go and hunt. No guiding, no progression, no nothing. Just go hunt. For no reason, too. There's nothing to do at launch in EverQuest 2. I'm sure that's been at least partially fixed by now. But that completely killed our interest in the game, and we never looked back. It is what WoW almost was, if you remember, before they decided to keep going with the quests by virtue of listening to player feedback. Now, what would have EverQuest 2 become if they had kept supporting it? That's an interesting question. I have no idea, is the answer. It's interesting to think about, though. EverQuest 2 came out pretty much on the cusp of the golden era of MMOs, too. So they could have shifted into being a golden era MMO, shifted back into being a silver era, or tried to replace EverQuest 1 and actually shifted even further back to being a bronze era, like RuneScape did. Golden era, so this is actually funny. WoW BC is technically the first, we played it at launch for us, like actually at launch. WoW BC is technically the first real golden era MMO, but for all intents and purposes, the shift over happened in vanilla. So 2005, give or take. It was a different change in approach and mentality. All of a sudden, content, quests, game-designed interactions were the norm, and there was a much bigger focus on quality of life features, gameplay design, things that actually encourage the players to do stuff, etc., etc., etc. As opposed to the more friction with content of the Silver Era or the sandbox of the Bronze Era. Yeah, exactly, about Falkenstein. It wasn't even an immediate thing. I've said before that Cataclysm was the first actual game MMO, as opposed to vanilla. So we're in the Pashao Marshlands. Hang on 1 second. Let me look something up real quick here. Give me 1 second, please. This is not as helpful as I thought. Okay. Let's try this. Nothing? Okay. Hang on a second. Give me a second, Okay, so this leads to here. And this leads to here. But where is here? L3? What? No. That literally can't be right. I'm actually staring at it right now. Oh my god. What? It's... Okay. So here's the thing. I haven't looked into the Nostalris thing in a while. That was so long ago that was during the WoW lore run. Just to put that into perspective. That would have been when Warlords was new. To really put that into a bit of perspective. Now, that's your timeline right there. When do I think they started making Classic? I'm pretty sure I can look up and tell you definitively when they started making Classic. It was the moment my niece walked in and decided to attack my bed. I'm not sure why she attacked my bed, but that was the trigger. Like, it was like the signal flare, you know, to indicate, hey, start making Classic. One of these days I'll understand why she attacked my bed.
Haha.
Hello, baby girl.
The shorts under here are see-through.
Or what?
They're see-through.
Don't pull that up. Thank you.
Or see... I thought you meant like see-through. That
Rich.
means we can see through our box, our legs.
I should hope not.
That would be creepy.
That'd be weird. So what's up, baby bear? Oh, it's dinner already? It's really early.
Doing an early game.
Okay. Okay.
Diamond, look at this.
Anyways, what's up?
I would do that to a bully.
No, don't bully. Bullying bad.
No, I would do that to a bully that bullies people. I am gonna be a bully.
Got it.
So I bully bullies.
Oh my god. Okay, this is such an insanely long run. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this off camera and go grab dinner. I'll see you guys.